Once you've completed setting up the client's login on HarcourtsUSA.com or on your agent website, you'll want to go ahead and log into HarcourtsOne. Once logged into HarcourtsOne, you're going to locate the property for your seller, in this case, our client's property on 5 Via di Nola. You'll click on the property, and this will take you to the property information page on HarcourtsOne. At this point in time, we'll then want to go ahead and click on the Client Login tab. Once we've clicked on the Client Login tab, then we'll go ahead and we'll enter in the email address for our client that we used in setting up the account on HarcourtsUSA.com. Once we've entered it in, we'll go ahead and click on Add Client Login Email. With the email address now associated, your client can now go ahead and log on to HarcourtsUSA.com and view their property. But before we do that, we're going to want to go ahead and upload any relevant documents, reports, schedules, and alerts. On this screen, we can also go ahead and add in any additional email addresses for any other sellers that are associated with this property. All of the open houses that are held for the property will wind up coming across to here. You can also go ahead and add in any additional open houses that may have occurred that may not have come into the system. If there's been any showings or any viewings of the property, you can list that under additional showings here. And you can also go ahead and plug in the number of offers that the property may have had. So far we haven't had any offers for this property, but our optimism is still high. We'll go ahead and save this so that it's logged into the account for this property. In the next section, Property Documents, we can go ahead and upload any marketing documents or any other documents that are in relation to this property. Let's go ahead and upload first our listing agreement into the Other Documents section. And right here, we can go ahead and give the seller access to this file. If you like, you can also go ahead and upload documents and not give the seller access. This can be changed at any point in time. Now, this is our listing agreement. We want to make sure that our client can go ahead and get to that. So let's go ahead and we'll upload the residential listing agreement for that property. Once I go ahead and click on Save, it'll start uploading the file. Please note that the maximum upload file size that you have available is 25 megabytes, which should be more than enough for any of the documents that you wind up having for a property. Once the file has finished uploading, you'll see the file name listed here. You can go ahead and click on Save, and it will add it to the Other Documents section. Now that the document is uploaded, we can go ahead and we can change whether or not the seller gets access simply by clicking on the checkbox. Or we can go ahead and give them access once more. Anytime the seller views the document, it will wind up counting in the number of views section. With these buttons, you can go and edit the name of the document, you can download a copy of the document, or you can go ahead and delete the document entirely. Now we want to go ahead and upload all of the documents in relation to the marketing that we're doing for our property. It's incredibly important to make sure that the seller understands everything that's being done to help sell their property at the top price. Adding a document to the marketing document section works exactly the same as the Other Document section. Simply click on Add and go ahead and give the document name. In this case, we'll go ahead and type in our marketing plan. And we'll type in marketing plan once more. We of course want the seller to go ahead and have access. Then we'll go ahead and we'll click on Upload File. We'll locate our marketing plan and we'll click on Open. The file will now upload and be available shortly for the seller. Once the file is done uploading, we'll go ahead and we'll click on Save, and it's now available for our seller to access whenever they like. Our next step is to add in the remainder of the documents in relation to all of the marketing for the property. eCampaign, the mobile app for the iPad, has a great marketing plan and marketing activities calendar that you can go ahead and save as a PDF. We highly recommend that you upload these into the client login so that the client can keep tabs in terms of what's supposed to be going on when with the marketing of the property. Tracking the advertising of a property on the internet is also incredibly important. As you know, over 80% of home buyers actually wind up finding their property through the internet. With Client Login, you can go ahead and track the amount of web advertising and which web advertising you're using so that the client can keep an eye on that. Let's go ahead and we'll click on web advertising here. And you'll see that it is already listing the Harcourts USA website link for the property. And so far, we've actually had 2 hits. Now, if we want, we can also go ahead and click here on Add, and we can go ahead and list the YouTube video that we posted with the property tour. And we'll go ahead and copy and paste the link and add that. So then we can go ahead and manually enter in the number of hits based on what YouTube has reported. So we'll go ahead and put that in there, and we can save it. So now as your client goes and views the property on the client portal, they'll be able to see the web advertising that's been done and the effect that it's had in marketing their property. Keeping the sellers apprised of the various showings, open houses, and activities around the property is important. And we can go ahead and let them know that by setting it in the Schedule and Alert section. So let's go ahead. We've got a private viewing scheduled, and we want to make sure that it's not only logged, but that we notify the client that it's coming up. So by clicking on the Schedule and Alert section, we're taken into this area where we can see all future and past events. Well, we want to go ahead and add in this private viewing. So let's go ahead and click on Add. And this private viewing is going to occur later on tonight. And we'll go ahead and we will select Other, and we'll do Private Showing. And then we'll also make sure that the seller can see it. Now, one thing we also want to do is we want to remind them. So we'll go ahead and set a reminder for 1 hour, and we will tell the seller. We'll send it via email, and we'll make sure that it's going to our client, Gabe Maddox. Once we click on Add Reminder, it will add it into the schedule of events. And when it gets to within 1 hour of the showing, Gabe will get an email reminding him that the showing is coming up. Now in this section, you can go ahead and you can edit the event, you can copy it, or you can go ahead and delete it. If you like, this also presents another place that you can put all of the calendar files that you may have in relation to the marketing of this property. We can go ahead and click on Add. We'll make sure we give the seller access, upload our marketing calendar, and now it's available for our seller to view once more. After all of our hard work in marketing this property through open houses and showings, we now have finally entered into escrow. And the client login allows you to continue the process with the seller and upload property reports. To upload property reports, we simply click on the property report section. And just like we do in the other sections, we can go ahead and click on Add. When we click on Add, we'll go ahead and enter in the property inspection that we recently had for it. And we'll make sure that the seller can access it. And then we'll go ahead and upload the file. The file is now uploaded, and the seller can go ahead and access this as they like. Now throughout this entire process, we haven't seen what the client's been seeing. So let's go ahead and let's go take a look and log on as our client and see what he's been looking at through the entire transaction. When we log on to the Harcourts USA website, or your client logs on through your agent website, they'll have two sections, buying and listing. When they click on listing, they'll see the properties that are associated with them. So we'll go ahead and click on 5 Via del Nola. And this brings us into the property. So we can go ahead and see the property photo. And then along the left-hand side here, you see exactly as it was on the client login portion of H1, schedule and alerts, web advertising, property documents, property reports. Now, in addition to that, you also see My Team and Property Images. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in each of these sections. Under Schedule and Alerts, we see all of the events that have happened, both future and past. So we've got the reminder there. We've got the marketing calendars that we can download at any time. Under the web advertising section, they see the activity on the Harcourts USA website for their property, as well as the YouTube video tour that you posted and the number of hits that it got. When they come under the property document section, they'll see the marketing plan, the promise, all the other documents that you've uploaded for the property, including the listing agreement and open house report. Finally, we come into the property reports and see the property inspection that we just uploaded. As I mentioned before, we also have the My Team section, which features your photo, in this case it's Mr. Bob Wolf, along with the contact information and the office information. If we go ahead and click on Property Images, any images that were uploaded for this property through the MLS would also be featured here. As you can see, the client login is incredibly powerful, not just for you, but for your clients. It helps keep them apprised and helps them show exactly what you've done to earn that commission check. We encourage you to continue to look at Client Login and play with it. If you have any questions, please email helpdesk@harcourtsusa.com.